Hello friends, welcome to today's session. So in the previous session we have discussed about what is Firebase server is all about, what all the features our Firebase server provides us, and we have created an account in the Firebase server and we have created a project there wherein we have initiated the database, real-time database module in Firebase server wherein we can upload our information from our Raspberry Pi or any sensory network module to that Firebase server here, right? So in today's session, we will look into the programming part, right? What is the program that is used for uploading the data from our Raspberry Pi to the Firebase server. And as you know that we are all working on the AWS server. Why? Because the programming on Raspberry Pi and AWS server is one and the same. So let's look into the programming part. Okay. So before that, so this is the Firebase account wherein I have logged into my Firebase account here and have created a project by name data from Pi. Okay, for the creation of account and for creating a project and all, you can view the previous video wherein I have clearly explained how the account and project has to be created and how to select the real-time database into here, and all everything is explained in the previous video. Okay, so this is my project window here wherein I have initialized the real-time database, and data is the stream wherein my data will be uploaded here. Okay, so to upload the information here, so this is the link that should be provided in my Raspberry Pi or AWS Python code. To this link I need to upload the information here. Okay, so the link is provided by the Firebase server here itself. Okay, and this is the field name wherein I need to pass on the information. As I haven't passed any information, so this is empty now. Okay, so now uh, let us go into our AWS server, log into the AWS server, and then let us do the programming part. Okay, so I'm using Extra Putty software here for logging into the AWS server using SSH secured shell hosting, and my AWS server IP address is 18.222.192.13. This is the IP address of my AWS server that I have created for myself. Okay, and to log into this account I need to provide a secured private key here. So to give the private key I need to click on SSH. Okay, and within SSH you have an option called auth, which is nothing but authentication. So just click on authentication, and here it says private key file for authentication. So I need to browse from the location where I have stored it. Okay, so I'll just click on it, and this is my ppk file, public private key file 18.222.192.13. so I will select it, I will say open, then I will go to my session window. So I have given the session window, I have selected the SSH, I have given the host IP address. Now I will just click on open. So you can see now it is asking to log into my AWS server with the username, and the default username for AWS server is Ubuntu. Okay, so this is the default username. So I have just entered it and I will say enter. Okay, so now you can see login, last login at so and so time, and I have successfully logged into my Ubuntu server. Okay, AWS server here. Now I need to create a Python project and I need to write the code wherein in that code I need to upload the information from my AWS server to this Firebase server here into the real-time database here. Okay, so I will just before that, as I said, there are a lot more functionality. So how we are going to upload this information onto the, so I need to communicate from AWS server to my Firebase server here. So I need to use some internet communication protocols, and the most widely used internet communication protocol is our HTTP protocol. Okay, if I want to use it, I need to install those libraries here in my AWS. So to install the libraries, the functionality is how do we install it? Sudo pip install request. Request is a library which is used for all the HTTP requests here. Okay, it has already been created, so I need to install it. So I will just say sudo pip install requests and I will say enter, and you can see already satisfied, requirement already satisfied. That means it is already been installed. Why? Because I have already tested it once. Okay, now I want to initialize the Firebase functionalities. Why? Because as I need to upload the information onto my Firebase account here, so the Python programming language, there is a predefined library that is already available for the Firebase server communication, which is nothing but known as Python-Firebase. So I need to install that library. To install it, the command is sudo pip install python hyphen firebase. So this is the library. So I will just say install, and you can see requirement already satisfied. Why? Because I have already installed this particular library here. Okay, now let us create a Python file. So how do we create a Python file here? So to create any file in Python language, the editor what we use is nano. So nano space, okay, I'll just clear the screen once. Okay, nano space, the file name what I want to hear. So I will say firebase underscore test is my file name, and the type of file what I want to create is .py, Python file here. Okay, and I will say enter. So now I have entered into the Python environment. So this is the Python environment what I have here, and these are some of the functionalities which I will be able to do on my file. So this cap indicates control button. So if I type control G, you can see I will get the help. Okay, if I want to close this window, control X. Okay, similarly write out is nothing but once you type some program here, it doesn't indicate that you are saving that program. To save it, we need to write out. So I need to click on control O. Similarly write is control W. You have cut text if you want to cut the text, right? So these are the some functionalities that I can do on this particular nano editor. Okay, so now first thing what we need to do is I need to call the libraries which I will be using in my Python program here. Okay, so for like in C, if I want to include any library, we use # include the library name. Here we use import space Firebase, the first library what I will be calling here. Okay, so I am importing the library called Firebase. Okay, similarly I want to upload the data onto my Firebase continuously with some duration of time. That means for every 10 seconds I want to upload a new data here. So I want to generate some delays. So I need to use a library which can generate some delays here. Okay, so I have another library. So import time. So time is a library which can give us delay functionalities. Okay, so I have imported them. The next thing what I need to do is, as I said, if I want to communicate with this particular Firebase database here, I need to use this link, and this link has to be provided in my program. So what I will do is I will select it and I will copy this URL. Okay, then I will go into my program. Now how we give it in our program is we use a user defined name called FB. So FB is the name which I am providing here. If you want, you can change the name there. Okay, equals to, in the library called Firebase. Okay, so in the library called Firebase, there is a function called capital F, Firebase capital A application. That means using this functionality, connect to this particular Firebase account with, and so whenever you want to connect with that particular Firebase and communicate with it, you can use the username called FB here. Okay, so Firebase is the library name, F capital A capital. Firebase application is nothing but a functionality within this library wherein you need to provide the URL link. Okay, so I am providing the URL link here, which should be given in quotes. Okay, and I need to pass in another variable, comma, none variable. That means I'm not passing the data in the stream itself, I will be passing the data later. So that's why I am saying no, none data is attached here. Okay, clear? Next, enter. Now what I need to do is I want to transfer two fields of data. One is name field and the other is value field. Okay, so I want to transmit my name as well as a value. Okay, so I will take a variable name as name equals to, in double quotes I will give it as I think IoT is the name which I want to transmit continuously, and a value which is initially 0, and what I will do is I will increment it for every time and the new value will be uploaded onto my server end here. Okay, now as this has to happen continuously, I need to write the next section of code in an infinity loop. So I am saying it as while of 1, where 1 is always true, so it will be in this particular loop, and I am giving a tab here. Why? Because we know that tab indicates that whatever the statements I am going to write here, this belongs to my while one statement. Okay, so here first thing what I will say is print uploading to Firebase. So I just want to print this statement like uploading to Firebase here. Okay, next, whatever the variables I have here, I need to store them in a variable, in a single file, and then I need to transfer it, right? So I'm taking a variable name as data. Okay, and the data what I need to provide to this particular link should be in the JSON format. So what is the JSON format we have here? Flower brace. So basically it will be indexed as the name of the field. First, after flower brace starting, we need to provide the name of the field here. So let's say my name is my field name, N capital. Okay, close the braces, then give a semicolon here, followed with name. So this name is nothing but I have already stored Think IoT, so I am passing Think IoT here. Okay, comma, followed with the second field name. So second field name, how I will be providing, in double quotes I will say V capital value, double quotes close, colon. I need to provide the value here. So before that I need to increment the value, right? So I will say value equals to value plus 1, value plus 1. Okay, I am incrementing the value here, and then I will pass it over here, VAL. So these are the two fields which I want to send. So I will just close my flower braces, indicates that my data has been stored in a variable name data here. The first field name is name, and name is nothing but it will go to here and it will take this Think IoT. Similarly, value equals to incremented value will be provided here. Okay, now I need to send this information to this particular link. Okay, so how do we do it? As I said, we will be using HTTP request methods, and we have different request methods, right? Get method, post method, patch, delete, right? But to upload an information to any web server, we will be using post method, post the data to a server, right? So I will say I will take a variable name called result equals to FB. It's nothing but using this particular application link dot post, to that particular link post your data. Okay, FB dot post. Okay, and in this we need to pass in two fields. The first field is what is the name you want to pass in with. Okay, so I will say here data from AWS. So this is the parent name, comma, followed by the data what I want to send. Okay, so you will understand what is this data name. You can see here, so this is now all parent name in which there is a null, right? So in this field first it will display as data from Pi, in that it will be displaying my information here. Okay, so I have given the information, enter. Result is nothing but once it has posted, I will be receiving a response, right? That response I will be storing in a variable called result. Now I will print this result, print result. Okay, then I will wait for a time. So time dot sleep. Okay, sleep is the functionality in the time library which is used for generating delay. So I will say 10. That indicates I am waiting for 10 seconds here. Okay, so I think I made myself pretty much clear how this program works. Okay, fb equals to firebase dot firebase application, give the applicational link, giving values whatever might be the values. If you want to change this, you can change these values with field names and all, and store that in a variable called data, or any variable name you want here. You can store it in this particular format itself. First, flower brace open, in double quotes field 1 colon the value of field 1 comma, in double quotes fields 2 colon the value of field 2 comma, in double quotes field 3 colon the value of field 3, continue. How many fields you have, you can add on so those many fields here. Okay, clear. Now I will save it. So how do we save it? So to save it, the command is Control O, write name to file name to write. So this is the file name. So I will say enter. You can see wrote 15 lines of code here. So my file has been saved. I will say Control X. Okay, now you can see here I have created the file. Now you can see there is no data here. Now let us run this file. So how do we run the Python file here? What is the command? Python space file name, firebase underscore test dot py, and when I say enter, you can say uploading the data, and once the data is uploaded, it is giving the back name here. So you can see here data from AWS, and within that a child has been created, and within this you can see ThinkIoT 1. After 10 seconds, ThinkIoT, the value has been incremented. I have given value plus 1, right? I am incrementing it. After 10 seconds, you can see a new child has been created. ThinkIoT value is 3. So here it has been uploaded 3 times, 1, 2, 3, and I is getting incremented for every 10 seconds. You can see a new one has been created with ThinkIoT value as 4. Okay, similarly, the new one value as 5 here. Clear? Okay, I will just stop this execution here. So now you can see here we have uploading it by the field name. This is the parent name and this is the child. Okay, the parent name what I have provided, data from AWS. Child name, this is provided by the AWS Firebase server itself, instance itself. We are not going to provide it. This is provided by the Firebase server, database server. That at this instance, this is the name of the child, and whenever a new data is been received, it will be creating a child here, and then it will be uploading the child here. Okay, now this is how you are uploading new information in new childs here. Like say for suppose I have child 1 here. This is the data what I have in, this is the child name, and this is the data what I have. Name is ThinkIoT, value is 1. Okay, now let's say whatever the next data I want to send, I want to update it in the child 1 itself. I don't want to create new childs. Whatever the child 1 I have here, within this child 1 only, I want to update it into this value here. Okay, so how do I do it? So just click on this link here. So you can see here there will be a new link provided here. Okay, so just I will copy it from here to here itself. That's it. Okay, Control C, copy, and what I will do is I will go to my program here, open the program. So you can see here in my program, to communicate here I have specified, right, what is the parent. Here in the parent I need to provide a slash, and I need to provide the child address. Copy it, paste here. How do you paste here? Right click, it will get pasted. Okay, it will be pasted here. Okay, now if you give post, every time a new instant or new child will be created and it will post the information. Now in this same child, if I want to update the information without creating a new child, I should be using patch. Patch is like updating the existing child or existing field or existing instance. Okay, post is for creating new and updating the data into that new instance here. Okay, if I say control O, enter, control X. Okay, if I run this file, you can see it said it has uploaded. So here it is already the same think IoT 1. After 10 seconds the value here should be changed to 2. You can see second time it is done, you can see the value has been changed to 2. So that means onto the same child I am just varying the info. That means I am updating the data here. I am not creating any new instance here. I am just updating into the same field here. Okay, if you want to create a new field, you need to use post data. Post is create a field and update the information. Patch is to the existing field you are updating the information here. Clear? Now let us say I want to delete this instance itself. Okay, I want to delete it. Okay, so to delete it, Control Z, I will just go to the program. Okay, so in place of patch, I will just say, as I want to delete, so the request, HTTP request what we have is delete. So delete, and here in place of data, as I want to delete it, I will directly say none. None indicates total data should be deleted. Okay, and I will say Control O, enter, Control X, close it. Now I will run this file, and you can see this instance will be deleted. Now there is no data into this particular instance. If you come back, the total instance will be not available. It will be from 2. Whatever we have, it will be from 2. We don't have any new instance. Now let us say I want to delete this instance, say for suppose. I will just copy it from here till here. The child instance, copy. I will get back here. So what is that we are deleting here? So this is the instance I want to delete here. Okay, so I will just go to my program. You can see it is responding it as none. That means it is already been deleted. So there is no data to be retrieved back. The result is 0. Okay. So I will just stop the program. Go back to my program here. I will just change this instance now. Okay, I have given that instance here, Control O, enter, Control X. Now I will run the program, and you can see now the second instance will be removed. So you have only 3, 4 and 5. Okay, so this is how you can post the data, you can patch the data into the existing child or existing parent or existing instance, or you can delete an instance completely. Okay, so I think I have explained you clearly how the programming has to be done. So if you want, just look at the program once, copy it, okay, save it, and then try to do this application on your Firebase, okay, and see whether you are able to execute it or not. Okay. So thank you for the session.